gang. All right. As promised, we have Randy Bobzien from Beyond Fallen on the phone. Randy, how you doing tonight, brother?
Doing great, Billy, man. Thanks a lot for having me.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Are you kidding me? Dude, Beyond Fallen's one of my favorite local bands. I guess one of my favorite bands, so it's really, really cool that you're here, man, and doing this tonight. Thank you.
Oh, no. Really appreciate it. Thanks.
Dude, so couple new things I guess has happened to Beyond Fallen since last I had the band on the show. First is the new CD, but you yourself, man, you're the new lead guitarist of the band.
Yes, yeah. I got the gig back June of last year.
Dude, so how that come about, man? Tell us the story.
You know, it's an accident, really. To be honest with you, I actually this time last year had lived in Denver, and through a fluke ended up getting a job transfer over here to the East Coast. And after I had just gotten moved in and settled in, I just happened to look on Craigslist, and there was an ad for the band, and it had just been posted. It hadn't even been on there an hour when I actually had gone back and made the inquiry about it, and did a little demo tape for them, sent it over, and then they sent me some tracks off of this brand new album to learn. And to be quite honest with you, I was actually a little bit intimidated because it was some really intense stuff that the band had sent over to me to audition with.
Wow, man! So just an hour. That what are the chances? That's awesome.
Yeah. It was almost like it was meant to be. On there, they had the video to Hate Crown, and as soon as I saw that was it. I said, "Man, this is the band I want to play in," and I haven't looked back since.
That's great. That's great. Now I've seen you perform with the band a few times now, man, and I say, killer. Dude, you're one hell of a shredder, man.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. This band has definitely made me a lot better. I'd actually been out of it for a little while before getting into this group. I had done a couple of like cover projects and stuff, and I'll tell you what, being in Beyond Fallen, it's some very heavy shoes to fill. Mike, the original guitar player, Mike Johnson, was freaking incredible. He is just amazing with how he plays arpeggios and stuff with his neoclassical style. So I had to learn that because I'd never really tried that sweep picking stuff. So I've spent I can't tell you how many hours learning my arpeggio patterns. And then Butch Frabel, who also was a guitarist in the band, his style, I think mine's more closely related to his. Because I found that a lot of the patterns and stuff that he uses were very familiar to me, so it made it a lot easier for me to at least begin to try to learn the music that he put together. And then on the latest album, the lead work was done by Greg, and Greg is incredible, a very tasteful player, uses a lot of unconventional modes and some really odd scale type patterns that are just amazing. And I've had, like I said, quite a challenge trying to reproduce it. In fact, I've made friends with Greg, and he's been really, been a big help in trying to help reproduce some of the work that he put on that album.
That's really cool. That's really cool that he would do that. That's cool. That was cool of him.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he is. I've met Greg, more than a few times, and you're right. He's a great guy.
Hell yeah, dude.
So again, I mean, I've seen your first show with Beyond Fallen, and I guess the last show I just seen with you was the Meltdown, man. Unbelievable. You guys blow me away every time. I always say this about Beyond Fallen is that Beyond Fallen is a perfect example of what's wrong with the North American music industry, because you guys should be a signed band, and why you're not is beyond me.
Yeah, we're still trying. We're still shopping. This new album is put out. It's on a press and release deal. So basically, it's just a distribution deal that we have with Underground Power Records, which is based out of Germany. So we've got some decent European exposure. We're trying right now to nail down some good distribution here in the United States. Right now, if you want to get the album, we're the only distribution in the U.S. We do have a management company that we're trying to work with to see if they can possibly, grease some hinges for us to get us in the door somewhere. But yeah, it's, it really is. That's the one thing I've been most impressed with this band with is the songs. I can't think of a single song that I've heard that I don't like, and I've learned like almost 40 songs from this group.
Wow.
And every single one of them is just they're just very good. Steve, who does a lot of the writing, especially from the guitar side of it, his writing style is just amazing. And I have to say I've learned so much from him, and just watching him and how to play rhythms and how to articulate. I mean, some of the detail that he goes into when he writes is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't agree more, man. And I guess it's a challenge, or even difficult for a band to outdo the last CD. But this one blows everything else out of the water, man. I mean, I don't know how they're going to top. You guys are going to top this one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is. We've already actually started putting together some tunes and all. We're in the very beginning stages. The big thing, obviously, was trying to get me on board and get me caught up. So we're already starting to put together stuff. Steve's already got a lot of licks that he's got just hanging out there ready to go and in the waiting and in the wings. So looking forward to putting that together. But, yeah, this basically what I noticed, and this is just from me studying the history of the band, because that's obviously one of the things that I had to do, between Mindfire and Into Machines, there was actually a little bit of a change in style in how the writing was. So I think it really made a really good contrast between Mindfire and as the Spires Fall, because you had that difference in style in Machines of Corruption. I personally love Machines of Corruption. I think that the band did a great job on it, and it was a way to put an album out that was like really completely different from the theme and all that they put together musically on Mindfire. And then now returning back to kind of those power metal type of roots. The songs on this album, just I get excited. I can't say enough great things about it, and I know sometimes I have to pinch myself to say, wow, am I really playing in this group? Am I really playing music that's really of this caliber? And then to watch the fans and to watch the people out there at the shows getting into it, rocking out, singing along, it's absolutely just been a mind-blowing experience for me.
Awesome, man, awesome. So, dude, now, you tell us a little bit about your history, man. Your musical background, man.
Well, I've been very, very fortunate. I've been playing, good Lord, a long, long, long time. But my first, I guess, kind of claim to fame was I thought I'd hit my big break back in 1992. I was blessed enough to play with a band called Fear God. They were originally labeled as the band Detente. They were signed to Roadrunner Records, and then when I got into Fear God, I was on the tail end when they were still signed to Warner Brothers. So I thought I was going to be this big rock star and everything else. Well, it didn't work out that way, but I did get to play with some really top-notch musicians and to really work on stage show and understanding, how a band really performs and entertains. Dawn Crosby, rest her soul, was one of the first ladies of thrash metal, and I'm always going to cherish the fact that I got to play with her. In early 2000, I ended up moving down. I got to play a little bit in the Atlanta scene. So I started off in the Baltimore scene, then I went down to Atlanta, played in the Atlanta scene for a couple of years. I played in an industrial band called Animal Filter. who put out a self-released album, and it's still out there. You can still find it some places. Moved to Houston and played with Houston-based Deep Above Surface in 2005. And we did a little bit of touring and stuff like that. I got to play some really cool shows there. And then a couple of years ago, I ended up in the Denver scene, and I played with a band called Medusa, who was originally from Chicago. And they had released an album in 1975 that got rediscovered in 2012, and it got released by this archivist label, and the thing just blew up and just kept selling and selling and selling. So the original members put the band together, and I got to I originally was the bass player and lead singer, and then I got to move over to guitars and lead singer. And that album just came out on April 24th, their second studio album. So it's really nice to be on 2 albums this year. I've really been blessed to be able to have done that. And so that's more of that stoner type rock, 70s type rock.
Right.
But yeah, it's been great. I've been very blessed to be able to play in the groups that I've been able to play in.
That's awesome, man. Awesome. Randy, man, who would you say are your personal musical influences?
Oh, well, I got quite a few. Obviously, my very first and probably still one of my all-time favorites is Vivian Campbell back in his Dio days. I'll never forget seeing the Last in Line video on that. Remember that show way back when, Friday Night Video?
You're aging us. You're aging us.
Yes, I know. I saw the world premiere of the Last in Line video, and Vivian Campbell sitting there playing, and all these parents and all. I said, that's what I want to do the rest of my life. And so I went and got a guitar and started to learn how to play. So, like I said, Dio, the Last in Line, anything Dio put out was just amazing. Some of my other favorite guitar players, Zakk Wylde. I love Zakk Wylde, and a lot of the stuff he does. Really get into not just the Ozzy stuff, but a lot of the Black Label Society stuff as well. I got to see one of my ultimate gods just the other night, Yngwie Malmsteen. I love a lot of the Yngwie stuff, and since being in this band, like I said, I've had to learn how to do a lot of the sweep picking and the raking and the arpeggios, and then also Michelangelo Badio. I think he's just insane as well.
Yeah, he's nuts, man.
Yeah, and as you see, I set my sights really high. I mean, these guys here are the ones I'm still aspiring to get up there to. So still working my way up there.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Dude, what do you say we play a tune, man?
Okay.
I got As the Spires Fall up on deck, man. That's the title track from the latest CD. Again, you guys are having the CD release party tomorrow night, Irish Wolf Pub, 7 o'clock.
Yes.
So you got Assayer, Traverse the Abyss, Suicide Conspiracy joining you. So that's a killer lineup, man.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to be a fan before I get to play.
Right? So let's spin As the Spires Fall right now, man, and we'll be right back more with Randy. gang. All right. We're back with Randy Bobzien from Beyond Fallen. Randy, how's it going, man?
Doing good.
As the Spires Fall, awesome song, awesome CD. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Dude, so you touched a little bit on writing new material, man. Tell us about the songwriting process in Beyond Fallen, man.
Songwriting process, basically, licks and riffs are kind of traded around. Your primary writer is Steve. Steve is what really, I think, what keeps Beyond Fallen consistent. And then, of course, all the vocals are put together by Joe. And Joe is just is an amazing talent as well. That's really, I think, the brains behind at least the writing that I've been involved with so far. John and Chuck. Chuck is just, as soon as he hears it, he is just in and put together his parts. And then John is just an amazing drummer. I mean, he just hears it and does a lot of experimentation, which I really, really like. So, you know, he doesn't play a lot of stock material. He likes going back and he definitely likes putting his edge and his color into it.
That's cool, man. That's cool. You know, and the talent in this band is unbelievable.
Yes, that was the one thing that, like I said, really had me, had me a little bit intimidated in the very beginning. The talent, and a lot of that has to do, I think, with the longevity. You have the core three. You've got Joe, you've got Chuck, and you've got Steve, who have been together writing, playing on stage since 2003. So the chemistry that those three have is something that's really, really special. John's been in there for a while as well now, so you know he's a regular talent, and you know him and Chuck are like best friends. So they're always hanging out. So you got the rhythm section that really, really gets along really well. They gel, they hang out, even outside of practice and everything. They're like brothers. It's really a very special and unique setup that Beyond Fallen has.
Absolutely. And you know, Joe, he's one of my favorite singers. A Beyond Fallen song comes on, Joe's voice comes on, and you know it's a Beyond Fallen song because of Joe's voice. It's unbelievable. It reminds me of like back in the day when you can hear a song and name the band by the singer. It's just like that. Joe, he's got an unbelievable voice, man.
Yeah, and he's got a really unique style, and what I like about Joe is he's never going back and trying to sound like anyone. And that was the one thing that I noticed as I started studying the entire discography. Is that, Joe just does Joe. He does Joe the best. He doesn't sound like this guy or that guy. I mean, I hear elements of Bruce Dickinson, and I hear elements of Iced Earth, and I hear these different elements in there, but he does it in his own way, and he does it with his own style. And, that's hard to do, to not be, too influenced one way or another by someone.
Absolutely, man. And again, it's like I said. You put a song on, Joe's voice comes on. That Beyond Fallen. Dude.
Yep.
So when you're not writing, touring, rehearsing, man, what do you do for a day off, brother? What's a day of R&R for Randy?
For me, well, I'm big into cars and stuff like that, so I'm always working or building something. That's kind of what I do when I'm not doing music. I like building things. I love hot rods. Just got rid of my '74 Camaro about a year ago. I'm still kind of kicking myself in the tail on that one. But, that's the thing. I get them built, and after I get a car or something like that built, it's like, okay, well, what do I do with it now? You drive it a little bit. Okay, that's fun. But now I want to build the next project. So right now I've got a couple of projects that I'm working on. I've got a jet ski that I'm building. I've got an RV that I'm working on as well. Trying to build it and make it into something kind of neat and special. I'm trying to bring it back. It's an older vintage one, and it's got some neat character to it. So I'm putting that together. And, of course, I like having that because I'll take my son out. We'll go camping. We'll do some stuff, and it's a lot of fun.
That's cool.
But, yeah, as long as I can stay active, I got to stay active. I'm not playing music and running around on the stage. I'm active doing something else, and generally it's with my hands, and I'm building something.
That's cool, man. That's real cool. So, dude, what would you say is your most memorable moment as an artist so far, man?
Oh, wow. My most memorable, wow. There are a couple that come to mind. I would say one of the most memorable times, when I was in Medusa, we actually went down to Austin to play the South by Southwest Festival. And it was pretty neat. We played a show with a band called Mothership, who's pretty good. And we came out there, and I'll never forget, it didn't look like there was really anybody in the place. And by the time we got all set up and got on stage, the place was just packed. And that's one of the first times I heard that, that roar, with several hundred people, just going crazy. And that to me was a really important time because, like I said, for a while there, I had kind of gotten out of the music scene, and this was my first time back into it. And, as I told you before, my first moment playing guitar was watching Friday Night Video, so I've aged myself a little bit. So in order, being able to come back and have that opportunity to play in front of a decent-sized crowd and have that effect on them really meant a lot to me. Another memorable moment was the day that Joe called me up and said, "Hey, man, I need a picture and everything. You got the gig. We're gonna put you on the website, and we're gonna announce you as a guitarist." I remember going and getting a picture and all made that night and getting it over to him, and once again saying, "Wow, here I am, at this point in my life, and being able to play music that I love." That was truly special because I didn't ever think that was ever going to happen again.
Wow, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, to not have to settle. I mean, and I don't have to settle for anything in this band. This band has been a like I said, a blessing to me to be able to play really intense, aggressive music and not have to settle for playing something that's less than that.
Cool. Now, dude, we were talking a little bit off air about the scene here as opposed to the scene outside in other areas. But the support, the camaraderie, man. What's your take on it, man?
Well, it is. I have noticed, and I've met so many really cool people. All the bands, even ones that are playing like for the first time. Remember, I've met, like I said, quite a few different people. The bands that we're playing with this weekend, I've met the guys in those bands back and forth, talk back and forth. I mean, if you need anything, they've always got your back. And it's not a cutthroat scene here like it is in other places. I played in other metropolitan areas where I was based out of, where another band would cut you off at the knees if they could over anything. But here, you need to borrow something. You need an opinion on something. I'm just amazed by really how cool the musicians are around here.
Well, a perfect example is Greg helping you learn the solos, dude.
Yeah. That is totally unheard of. I mean, for him to friend me and say, "Hey, man, I can help you out here," and making some videos. This is how I play them, and that sort of stuff, and really helping me out when I've got questions and everything. That's totally unheard of. And like I said, we've become pretty good friends over the past couple of months. We talk back and forth and stuff like that. So and throw ideas back and forth. That's that is really that is really, I think, a mark of the scene here.
That's awesome. And I don't play in a band, so I kind of, I don't want to say view myself as an outsider, but I see it. I see that camaraderie amongst the bands. Like you said, if somebody needs something, a blown cabinet or something, somebody's there to step up and help out. And I talk with bands from all over, man, and it's just, I hear just the opposite, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I made some really good friends, and I mean, guys will help you out. I've never been in a place where, for instance, let's say you got a show. You've got a show, you're trying to promote it. Of course, everybody wants to promote their own shows, but you've got guys that go in and will share your posts, on their page, even though they're not playing that show or whatever, but they're trying to help you promote your show that weekend.
Right.
I love that guys do that. We've had several bands that have done that for us. Ramp the Type. If they're not playing that weekend, those guys have been nice enough. Bill is a great guy. I'm a guitar player in that band, a really good friend of mine since I've been here. Very, very supportive. There's a lot of guys here. There's a lot of bands here, and they're all supportive of one another, and it's really neat.
Cool. That it is. It really is. It is.
Yep.
Dude, let's talk about Spinal Tap moments, man. You have any you want to share with us?
Oh, God. Yeah, Spinal Tap moments. They all happen. Let me think. Anytime a Spinal Tap moment, I just think of just things that happen in general where stuff happens. Last show I played, for instance, my guitar fell off me. I go in to hit the first guitar solo in the Sky God song, and my strap breaks, and my guitar falls to the ground. And so here I am laying on the ground trying to play the guitar that's sitting on the foot of the stage. So yeah, things like that happen all the time. Oh gosh, yes. Embarrassing things. Every so often you play that show that's just a dud and nobody's there and you don't know why. I've played many more of those types of shows than really good shows, I think, sometimes. It seems like for a while there, which is one of the reasons why I kind of got out of it, one of the scenes that I played in, they weren't very supportive of local music at all, especially original music. That's one thing that I've seen here. The population's not as dense as some of the other areas that I've lived in, but you play original music and people will still come out and see you. There are still some people there. I have played shows where even the band that opened for us didn't stay and played in front of an empty room, and I've done it more times than once. In fact, in the middle part of this decade, or last decade, when I kind of got out of it for a couple of years, that was the reason why. I got tired of hauling all my gear to play in front of an empty room, and got real discouraged, and took a couple of years, literally took a couple of years off from playing, just because the disappointment of that Spinal Tap type mood coming in, it gets discouraging. I lost a couple of probably good years that I probably could have done something, had I felt that there was support. But yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Cool. Well, one thing you touched on there was our scene here with the local music. and or the original music, and people coming out, and it's original music, and they know the words to the songs. That always amazes me, man. That unsigned indie bands, and there's the fans. They know the words of the songs, and they're out there singing along with the band.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'll be up on stage. We'll be playing something like Rise of the Fallen or Mind Fire, and I can literally hear people over the stage instruments and the monitors singing along and singing them word for word.
Yeah,
better than I know them word for word. That is just the coolest thing in the world to watch. Sometimes I got to remember I'm up there playing, because I want to get in and just be part of the party with everybody. It is. That is just the coolest thing in the world. And, like I said, that is something you don't see everywhere. There's a lot of, there are a lot less, supportive music scenes out there.
Right. So, dude, let's play another tune. I got Hate Crown up on deck. This song.
Hell yeah.
This song, are you kidding me? Unbelievable. They got a video for this tune, dude. What's your take on the song, man?
Like I said, this is the song. As soon as I heard this, I knew this was the band I wanted to play in. This is a great song. It's got a really cool story. Actually, the song was an accident. It was just something that Steve was messing around with one night while he was getting warmed up, and they sat around and they wrote a song around it. It took a while for it to fully develop, but I love this. People, when we play this, they start screaming in the part where hate. I mean, it just it's amazing. Great song.
Awesome. All right, gang, check it out. Hate Crown from Beyond Fallen, their latest CD, As the Spires Fall. We'll be right back with Randy.
See
gang. All right, we're back with Randy Bobzien from Beyond Fallen. Randy, man, Hate Crown. Again, one of my favorite songs off this CD, man. Unbelievable. The whole CD rocks. But and there's a couple songs that stand out to me, and that's definitely one of them. Hate Crown.
Oh yes.
And
yeah, that was.
Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
That was the first solo that I decided to try my luck on. So yeah, I spent many an hour working on that thing.
Awesome. And,
still spending hours on that one.
And it's a crowd favorite for sure, man. Like you said, the people are out in the audience. They're screaming right along with Joe, man. Hey.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Dude, usually, I ask, the artist, have you evolved since you started playing, man? But you've pretty much been talking about that all night, especially since joining Beyond Fallen, how you had to evolve and learn and whatnot.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, being able to study the band from afar, I've actually seen how the band has gone through the different stages, especially as far as Steve's development as a writer, and then the band's overall the way that they compose songs and the way that they layer the parts and layer the different tracks. The latest album was almost a year in the making, and that's just because there were so many things that they experimented with, and just the complexity in some of the compositions. For instance, in Sky Gods, I know that there are probably 5 or 6 different guitar tracks just in the rhythm on that particular song, and sometimes as a group we almost have a hard time reproducing it because there are these multiple parts and multiple tracks that are in there that fill it up. But Steve always does such a great job in how he arranges the guitar parts that the two of us together generally fill in just about every part so that live it's just as believable as it is on on disc or coming out of the stereo.
Awesome, man. And again, I've seen you guys play now. I've seen you with these guys now a few times, and since the Meltdown, man, you wouldn't know you were the new guy in the band. If you didn't know, you wouldn't know, man. I mean, you fit in, man. You're like the fifth finger on a hand, man.
Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, a lot of people have told me that, and it really, like I said, it clicked. For whatever reason, it clicked for me, and part of it, I think, is the immense belief that I have in the tunes. And the writing of this band, but aside from just playing, I just feel welcome and at home with these guys. It doesn't even feel like I just joined the group. I feel like I've known these guys, for years. We joke, we laugh, we pull pranks on one another. I mean, it's just like I've been with these guys, for 10, 15 years as well.
That comes across when you're on stage, when you guys are performing. That definitely comes across like that, man.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, and I always talk about that an audience can spot fake right away. Or you're the new guy, but there's not that awkward new guy moment. It like I said, it comes across that you've been with these guys all this time.
Yeah, it's like I said. I think it is just it's just the chemistry that I think that we have outside of playing. I think really gets. I'll never forget the first night I went down to practice. Of course, I'm so nervous. I don't even know what to do. Anytime you get together with a new group of guys,
right?
And we did. We went down there, and my very first practice, my audition, we played 2 songs, and then we went outside. And at first, I didn't know exactly how to view that. I didn't know, did I screw this up that bad, and we're just going to go ahead and shut it down now? But we sat outside, and we did. We sat outside for about 30 minutes, and we were just talking back and forth, and these guys were telling me a little bit about the scene. And then before we ended up going back downstairs, we were just kind of talking about, just normal stuff. It really had nothing to do with music or anything. Guy says, "Yeah, man, you did great. Let's go back and play a few more songs." And I think that that was the big thing. I think it was not just there's a lot of people that can go out and play, but the big thing is chemistry within a group.
Absolutely.
And I think that was probably the part that really made me just kind of feel at home, because we were just we were talking about the new album, and talking about what we would do for the next album, and they were asking me for ideas on this and what did I think about that. It was really a comfortable feeling, and of course all it made me want to do was just work that much harder to really be a part of the group. And of course obviously that means learning my part and being able to hold up my part on stage, performing as well. So I look at it, it's the group has been a really big inspiration to me.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And I always talk about that, the chemistry with a band, or the outside friendship. Because like the audience can spot a fake performance a mile away, man, and it's so cool that you guys got that chemistry and it clicked right away.
Yeah.
So, dude, we're about the same age, man. You've been around. What advice would you have for the young guns out there, man, just starting out?
The biggest thing is believe. You have to believe that it's going to happen. I know a lot of people say, well, you got to be at the right spot at the right time. The real secret to this whole way of making it is you got to have that undying belief that it's going to happen for you. Because as soon as you lose that belief is the day it stops happening for you. And like I said, it's happened for me. When I've wanted it bad enough, doors have just opened. And I won't say it's luck. It has been because you have that belief and you put yourself out there, and that's how you make it. So that's obviously, I think, the most important ingredient in having any sort of success in this business, especially for the young guy. That's how you make it happen.
Cool, man. Cool. Good advice. Good advice. Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, belief. Said it better.
It is. I mean, there are other things. Obviously, you've got to put yourself out there. Obviously, you have to market yourself. There are different things. You'll learn that as you go along. The thing is, the way the universe kind of works, as long as you have that focus, you don't have to know how to get there. You just have to know that you're going to get there. And when you live it and you believe it, those doors will open, and you'll identify those doors, and you'll learn, how to make it happen, how to contact people, how to sell yourself, how to get signed, how to do all this stuff. Those opportunities will present themselves, but you have to have that undying belief first.
That's awesome, man. Awesome. So in short, man, it's not the destination, it's the journey.
That is correct.
Awesome.
That is correct.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So Randy, man, what would you say is the ultimate goal for you and Beyond Fallen, man?
Well, ultimately, we would like to get signed, and we would like to be able to share, this music with the rest of the world. I mean, that's obviously that's something that's huge. Once again, we don't know how we're going to get there, but these guys have believed in one another, going on 15 years now. The band was established in 2003. You got 3 original players out of 5, and I think at some point, we feel like we're going to do it. Next steps, obviously, is to get on the road. In fact, we've got some shows coming up this summer. We're taking a little stretch down the East Coast and going to go back to one of my old stomping grounds in Atlanta. We're going to have a huge show down there at the Masquerade, and we've already got a ton of people coming to that one, which will be really neat. And then, of course, obviously, since the album and all is selling over in Europe, we want to find a way to get over there and help the metal cause over in Europe as well. Because they got a pretty good scene over there as well. So those are some of the short-term goals. Other things that we have going on, obviously, we're going to be writing a new album. We're kind of throwing around another idea for a little a mini project that we might put together this summer. We haven't decided on it yet, so I don't want to talk too much about it until I know for sure that we're going to do it. There's nothing worse than saying we're going to do something and it doesn't happen. So, but we're going to hopefully try to find a way to put out maybe a small EP or something this summer. But the next step, obviously, is just to keep on trucking and, hope that the music finds its way out there.
Cool, man. Where can the listeners find Beyond Fallen, man?
Well, obviously our website, beyondfallenmetal.com. You can find it there. Bandcamp, CD Baby. You can find the whole album. If you want to sample it, it's on YouTube. So those songs are out there. Obviously, go to Underground Power Records. You can find it from there. And then, of course, at any of our shows coming up, we haven't been selling it at the last couple of shows. The Meltdown was the last show that we played where we're not going to be selling the new album. New album is for sale starting tomorrow. So we're hoping to sell out of everything that we've got this weekend coming up, because we've got the CD release party, which is going to be big. We're also playing the Finger Lakes Metal Fest as well on Saturday. So we got a busy weekend this weekend. But those are some of the best ways to get it. Like I said, go to beyondfallenmetal.com. Hit us up on our Facebook. If you can't find a way to get it, we'll find a way to get it to you.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, dude, I want to give a special shout-out, man, a special thank you to Steve and Joe, man, for putting the Metal Meltdown together. And 4 years now, dude, I can't even imagine the work that goes into something like that, but they pull it off every year, man, and this last one was just as great as previous years, man. So a special shout out and thank you to Steve and Joe, man, for the Metal Meltdown, man.
Oh yeah, it is, and there's a lot of work in there. I was exhausted. I didn't do near as much as those guys did. So it was an exhausting weekend. It was an absolute. It was a blast. We met so many, so many neat people. We saw some really, really good bands.
Unbelievable.
It was quite a show. Both nights were just were great. And for any metal fan, even myself, I was just to see some of the talent up there.
Right.
It is just amazing what we have here. In the NEPA area.
Yeah, unbelievable. So again, thank you to Steve and Joe, man, for doing all that. Thanks, guys.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Randy, man, I want to say thank you to you, man, for hanging out with me tonight and you know, calling in and just telling us all about the CD release party tomorrow night, man. Thank you, brother.
Hey, man, thank you for having me. The pleasure's been all on this side of the phone, trust me.
Thanks, man. I want to close with The Great Distance. This is my absolute favorite song on the CD. We were talking a little bit off air, and and I said that this song transcends periods. It could have been an 80s song. It could have been a 90s song. I mean, it just transcends all that, man. What's your take on this tune?
It is a timeless song. It goes everywhere from beautiful to beautifully heavy. And the coolest thing is it's going to get its first live playing tomorrow night. So this is going to be the first time that we've performed this song live, and really looking forward to it. From the guitar standpoint, I just have to say Greg did an amazing job on the guitar solo on this. Learning this has been great. This is one of my, I would say, all-time favorite guitar solos because it just fits with everything else in this very unique song. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorites as well, and this is where I go back to be, not just being in the band, but being a fan of the band.
Right.
Even if I wasn't playing with them, I would be playing this song all the time. It's a great song.
Awesome, man. Again, the CD release party tomorrow night. Irish Wolf Pub with Suicide Conspiracy, Assayer, Traverse the Abyss, of course, Beyond Fallen, man, for the release of As the Spires Fall. Randy, again, thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, hang on one second. Listeners, check it out. This is The Great Distance from Beyond Fallen. We'll be right back.
Change the things that I've done. We trade in our past for a and